Today, we're diving into something that is just absolutely wild to think about. We are looking at the unique and survival-driven teaching methods of sea otters, cheetahs, and humpback whales. These animals teach their kids in ways that, frankly, humans would literally never dare attempt. We are unpacking the extreme, do-or-die teaching methods of the wild.
Think about how we teach our own kids. As humans, we've developed these incredibly structured, super nurturing ways of passing down knowledge, right? Our approach is safe, it's protected, it's careful. We literally put training wheels on bicycles, we pad the sharp corners on coffee tables, we gently guide our young through these completely simulated, safe environments. But out in the wild, the animal kingdom's classroom is vastly different. It is inherently dangerous, completely survival-driven, and entirely high stakes. Out there, the curriculum isn't about, getting a passing grade or a gold star. It is quite literally about surviving the day. So we're going to look at 3 very specific case studies today that show exactly how these intense, unforgiving realities shape the way animal mothers teach their young.
Section 1. Sea otters, sink or swim. Okay, so when you picture a sea otter, you're probably picturing something incredibly adorable, right? They just seem so wonderfully cute and carefree. And to be fair, in those very early days, the baby actually has it incredibly easy. Mother sea otters keep their babies perfectly dry and completely safe, letting them rest right there on top of their bellies. It's basically a picture of ultimate maternal comfort, and the baby doesn't have a care in the world. But as we all know, in the wild, comfort is very temporary. And when it comes to motherhood, the sea otter absolutely does not pull any punches.
Because when it's time to learn how to swim, everything changes. The mother will literally take her baby and dunk it straight into the freezing cold water, immediately pull it back out, and then repeat this process over and over again. Dunk, pull out, dunk, pull out. It sounds crazy, but this brutal yet highly effective, tough love routine is repeated relentlessly until the baby finally figures out how to swim on its own. There are no floaties here, no gentle wading in the shallow end. It is just pure, repetitive exposure to the exact element they absolutely must master to survive.
And here's the thing. Even when that little one can finally swim, the teaching doesn't just stop. When the mother has to hunt and dive beneath a surface, she uses a purely practical, totally survival-driven technique. She wraps her baby in kelp, so they don't simply float away with the ocean currents. She securely anchors them in place while she's underwater securing their next meal. It ensures they stay exactly where she left them. It's brilliant, really. Nature's seatbelt.
Section 2. Cheetahs, learning through failure. Now, if the sea otter's method was all about physical conditioning, the cheetah style is incredibly methodical and requires just an immense amount of patience. The moment cheetah cubs hit exactly 6 months old, literally right at that 6-month mark, a massive shift occurs in their upbringing. This milestone marks the exact moment their intense, methodical survival training officially kicks off out in the savannah.
So here's what happens. The mother cheetah will go out, catch live prey, bring it back, and just let it go right in front of her cubs. She literally sits back and watches her clumsy kids try to handle the situation. And most importantly, and this is the crazy part, as they struggle and ultimately let the prey escape, she completely refuses to intervene. She forces them to experience the sheer frustration and failure of losing a meal, never stepping in to finish the job for them.
And this catch and release process doesn't just happen once or twice, it happens hundreds of times. Just think about that for a second. Hundreds of missed catches, hundreds of failures. She allows this absolutely exhaustive process of trial and error to continue until one day, finally, the cub makes the catch entirely on its own. The lesson she's teaching here is that failure isn't just an option, it is the fundamental core of their curriculum. Section 3. Humpback whales, high-stakes song. All right, so we've seen tough love and we've seen relentless failure, but humpback whales, they take us into literal life-or-death territory. This is where the transmission of knowledge is literally the only thing standing between a baby and total oblivion. See, in the vast open ocean, every single humpback whale pod has its own specific migration route. They don't have maps, they obviously don't have GPS, so that vital life-saving navigational information is passed down entirely through a song. It creates this incredible, extremely high-stakes oral tradition.
During the baby's entire first journey across the ocean, the mom will sing this specific route song to her baby over and over and over again. It is a relentless auditory repetition. The baby absolutely must listen, process, and perfectly memorize this complex musical map as they travel alongside their mother through thousands of miles of water.
And the reason they have to memorize it perfectly is, well, it's tragic, but true. If the mom tragically dies before passing it all down, the baby will be lost forever. There's literally no other way to learn the route. If the song stops before it's fully learned, the baby's survival stops right along with it. I mean, the stakes absolutely could not be higher.
Section 4. The ultimate survival test.
So when we pull all of these incredible insights together, we see a really clear escalating journey. The sea otter uses repetitive dunking, where the immediate consequence of failure is floating away. The cheetah relies entirely on orchestrated failure, with live prey, where missing the mark means risking starvation. And the humpback whale depends on a perfectly memorized song, where the ultimate consequence of failure is to be lost forever in the open ocean. Each of these species leverages relentless repetition, calculated failure, and incredibly high stakes to guarantee that their young are actually equipped for the unforgiving wild.
Which really leaves us with this final, profound thought to consider. Are failure and life or death stakes the ultimate teachers? When we look at the unique and survival-driven teaching methods of the sea otter, the cheetah, and the humpback whale, it certainly seems like nature's most enduring lessons are forged in the fires of absolute necessity. It really makes you reconsider how we learn and grow in our own safe, padded environments, doesn't it? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep wondering, keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.